While many of us are trying to establish family prayer time at home, it can seem intimidating or challenging to figure out just where to start. The reality is that we don't need something big and extravagant, but the encouragement is to start simple and to be consistent. If you're not used to praying as a family, it may take a while before it feels totally comfortable, and that's okay. Be consistent, be intentional, and trust that God is with you throughout the process. We've got 3 easy examples that may be helpful as you prepare to pray at home. But before we dive into those, one tip that may be beneficial for your family is to have a place in your home specifically for prayer. Consider setting up a visible space that can be designated as a place that you'll pray as a family. Perhaps you can use a small table or a surface that can serve as a home altar or a focal point during prayer time. Let your children help you prepare this space. Have them gather things that you already have around the house. Maybe a cloth to cover the table, a candle or a cross, a Bible and a picture of Jesus. Things that will help your kids recognize that this is a special place and a place to be with God. Family prayer time with children can be simple and still be very meaningful. Here's one example of what a simple family prayer time could look like. As you gather for prayer, start by lighting a candle. Then read a child's version of a Bible story. After the story, ask your children some simple questions about the story that can lead to some discussion. Things like, tell me one person you remember from the story. Or, what do you think God was saying in the story? The purpose of these questions is not just to generate answers, but to give the children time and space to ponder them and to process the time of prayer. Finish up by saying a little prayer together. That can be whatever type of prayer is easy and natural for your family. Perhaps then you can take turns snuffing the candle or even finish with a snack. Another idea is to begin a daily home mailbox. Each day, write out a scripture verse for your kids to memorize and to pray with. Put it in an envelope and address it to your child. Every day they'll get a new letter addressed to them. As they discover the scripture, they can try to memorize the verse, rewrite it in a book of their own, or even look it up in the Bible. You can even set aside a few minutes to discuss, as a family, what that particular verse means to each of you. Yet another example is for a possible evening prayer routine. Begin by lighting a candle and saying a quick opening prayer, thanking God for all the ways that He was present during the day and recalling His presence in that very moment. Go around and invite each person to say one thing that they're grateful for today and one thing that they want to pray for. Close with whatever type of prayer seems best for your family. Perhaps an Our Father, a Hail Mary, or even a decade of the Rosary. As you begin to pray at home with your children, consider what works best for your family, and don't be afraid to explore different ways to pray. Start simple, but be mindful of the opportunities to go deeper as your family is ready. Encourage your children to pray in their own words, whether their words are formal, a little more casual, or even a little bit silly. They're talking to God, and we have a God who welcomes and delights in our prayer. May He help you discover new and beautiful ways to come together and to pray as a family.